Yeah, hey, thank you for inviting me to do this.
So I understand. I guess ticket sales are going pretty well. He said he's about half sold out as of yesterday. So
Oh, all right. Well, that sounds like a lot then, because I know that place is pretty big.
yeah. Do you know how many seats it has?
From what I hear, like 300 or so.
Oh wow, good for you.
That's just what I hear. I don't know for sure.
You're crushing it. I've done a lot of comedy shows around the area, and typically this area is known for doing day of ticket sales, and we'll send comedians into panic mode very, very easily.
Sure, I understand, but a lot of places a day of. Most people don't make a decision to do anything until they absolutely have to. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because things change so fast.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, I could get my wife pregnant tomorrow, then boom, I can't go to the show. I mean, that's how fast things change.
Yeah, especially here in the Midwest. You got snowstorms that whip up. You've got farmers still out doing their thing in the fields. I don't know about this time of year or not, but there's all kinds of environmental factors that affect people's decision making when you live in the Midwest.
Well, with the weather this weekend, you damn well better be wearing shorts tomorrow because I think the high is going to be like 45.
Oh, that's like the tropics here in Iowa in January. Holy crap.
It really is.
Hey, Bud. Hey, Dan. Hey, Jim. Hey, Justin. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Big Mark. I'm going live right now on my Facebook.
Oh, hi, guys.
So don't say anything too incriminating.
All right, we're going to do like a 3 to 4 minute interview. You're going to hear me set things up. I'll tell people where to buy tickets, all that good stuff. And then we'll just have you roll into a little bit of your material because I love for people to hear how funny a comedian's going to be on stage. If they get that sample, they're more likely to go to the show. And that's what we want. We want a packed out house for you tomorrow night.
Yeah, well, I'll do my best. I definitely want a packed house as well. Hey, Jerry Cartwright's joining in. He's going to be my co-star tomorrow night at the Pondy, Rochester, Minnesota. For those of you who are watching on Facebook, we're half sold out. So that means there's still a few tickets left. I think like 100 or so. But as what I've been told, Rochester is known for day of ticket sales. So yes. Big radio interview with Big Mark Clark, 101.7 The Laser, Rochester, Minnesota.
You guys can listen to it on iHeartRadio if you want to. It'll be on around 4:45 this afternoon, okay?
Very cool, man.
All right, buddy, here we go. All right, I know you guys are getting ready for this. Tomorrow night, there's a new restaurant. It's an old but a new one. It's called the Pondy. Have you heard of it? You haven't yet, have you? It's the old Ponderosa Supper Club. Yeah, that one on Lake Zumbro. It's reopened, got a new owner, and they're doing a comedy show tomorrow night. Jeremy Delaney, a.k.a. Jer-dog, is going to be at the Pondy tomorrow night, starting at 7:30. You're bringing some friends, aren't you, Jeremy?
Yeah, man, I'm going to have another Jeremy in tow with me, Minnesota's very own Jeremy Cartwright, hilarious comedian, up-and-comer. He's going to be kicking things off, I think, at 7:30, and then I take the stage shortly after that. He's going to do a hilarious 20, 30-minute set to get the crowd warmed up, and then I get up there, man, and all hell breaks loose.
If you want tickets, you just got to go to the bar. They're $15 in advance or $20 at the door. Let's talk about your grassroots comedy tour. You say it's the longest-running independent comedy show in America. How long have you been doing this?
Well, that's what I've been told since 2003. You know, most businesses don't last more than 5 years, let alone anybody that goes into show business. You know what I'm saying? So it probably is a pretty long, especially for bar shows. I don't know if we're actually the longest running comedy bar show ever, but that sounds pretty good. I'll take it, man.
Hey, if it's on the internet, it's got to be real, and it's on your website, so.
If it's on the internet, it's got to be true, and if it's on my website, then it's definitely true. You know, my website's been compared to Wikipedia.
Oh, there you go. We're talking to Jeremy Delaney, a.k.a. Jer-dog, comedian.
Delaney. Hey, Big Mark, I got to interrupt you, man. It's actually Danley, which is fine, but that might make a difference when people do their search terms in Google.
Oh, that's real nice, Jeremy. Make fun of the guy with the reading disorder. Thank you.
That's why I've gone with jer-dog ever since I got started in stand-up. That was a nickname from college, and then it just sort of stuck. But when I first started in comedy, MCs, professional MCs, would get on stage, and they would say, and now coming to the stage, a very good friend of mine, Jiminy Danielson, Jerry Delaney, and here it is 22 years later, and I'm still getting Jerry Delaney. I go with jer-dog. Just put in jer-dog. You put in jer-dog on Google, you'll either get a comedian or you'll get a women's tennis clothing apparel company.
Well, either way, it's a win.
Either way, it's a win.
Oh, I remember the Sears catalog coming to the house. Okay, that's how I grew up.
Hell yeah, buddy. Me and you both. Between that and National Geographic magazine, I am set. I don't even need to be married anymore.
We're talking to jer-dog, your comedian, tomorrow night at the Pondy. It's the old Ponderosa Supper Club on Lake Zumbro. Showtime is going to be 7:30. Tickets are on sale at the bar, $15 in advance and $20 at the door. So are you in Iowa? Are you from Iowa?
Yeah, this is where I grew up, man. That's about all I can say about that.
Turns out Iowa was number 8 on the list of states people moved out of the most in 2018.
Yeah, well, the state is getting bigger, at least in terms of the total weight. It's also 4th in obesity.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think people are literally being forced out.
Oh.
Big Mark, you there? Big Mark.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
What's that?
I'm losing you.
Yeah, we're breaking up just a little bit, man. Can you hear me okay now?
There we go. Now I got you.
Awesome, dude.
Well, all right. Tomorrow night, you're going to stop by. Hey, I'm doing a live radio broadcast between 4 and 6 before the show tomorrow night. Come out early. Jump on the radio with me. We'll get to know each other, have a couple beers, and then get ready for the big comedy show tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'll definitely be there. I'm going to roll in early in the afternoon, so I definitely want to do that. And then we can hang face-to-face, like you said, had a couple beers. And that's usually when the best stuff comes out versus over the phone when the signal's breaking up a little bit. And, hey, I'll also do a special live Facebook video from the Pondy tomorrow at 4:20 in the afternoon, part of my daily 420 report series that I do every day live on Facebook.
There you go, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow at the Pondy. Thank you, jer-dog.
Yeah, you're welcome, Big Mark. Thanks for inviting me. I'll see you tomorrow, brother.
Perfect, my man.
Yeah, thanks. That was fun. And if you want to put my website on there, they can go to barcomic.com and you can actually download a free copy of my CD.
Barcomic.com. Free copy of the CD. I'll tag it with that.
Yeah, just make a mention of that too. Thanks, man. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, buddy. Safe travels.
All right. Thanks, bud.
Thanks, man.
That's how radio interviews usually go, man. It's difficult to make the connection like through the phone waves like that. If you can manage to do it, you are totally on top of your game, but it's tough. It's tough doing comedy in a conversational manner when you can't even really see the other person you're talking to. You don't necessarily know their sense of humor. A lot of times I do these promotional radio recorded interviews, and I don't know what's acceptable. I don't know what like what they might find funny, what they might find offensive, even if you don't use any one of the quote unquote 7 dirty words. A lot of times you still might tackle some subject matter or use a reference or innuendo that they can't broadcast on the air. This guy sounded pretty cool. Big Mark Clark from 101.7 The Laser, Rochester, Minnesota. I'm going to be hanging out with him tomorrow between 4 and 6 for a live remote spot directly from the Pondy Restaurant and Bar, where I'll be bringing my show with co-star Jeremy Cartwright, Minnesota's very own. Hey, Tim Pogorelski checking in from Boxcars Pub and Grub. What's up, dude? We got some fun stuff coming up there as well. The flagship grassroots comedy tour venue right there in Clinton, Wisconsin. The nation's #1 midweek one-nighter for stand-up comedy. And I'll be heading there myself, actually, with Katrina Brown Wednesday, February 13th, the He Said, She Said Comedy Battle of Sexes. Good to have you, man. Gary's here. Trish is here. Pauline joining in. Russell. Who else joining in today? Shout out to all you guys. Laura, good to see you, dear. Yeah, I know. They said Delaney. If you didn't pick that up. Once again, my last name totally massacred by a quote-unquote professional host. No, Big Mark, he is professional. He knows what he's doing. He's probably just given the wrong thing written down on a piece of paper, which is what usually happens. Back in the day when I first started in stand-up comedy, I just went by my regular name, which is what Facebook forces me to go by. Jeremy Danley. Jer-dog sounds so much more fun. It's way easier to remember. It's way easier to say. It's way easier to pronounce when you see it written down on a piece of paper, as opposed to that usual bullshit. Jiminy Danielson, Jeremy Delaney, all that fucking crap that they used to say back in the day. I'd write my name down and then it would just get mispronounced over and over and over like that game of telephone. This Jer-dog, just plain old Jer-dog. And if you want to grab a copy of my CD, like I told Big Mark, you can get a free copy at barcomic.com. Totally baked, totally free. Cheryl, Steve, Jeremy Cartwright joining in, Dan, Jim, Justin, Melissa, everybody's here. Good to see you guys. And now my phone's ringing off the hook. We got a wireless caller. Hello?
Hello, Jeremy Cartwright.
Oh, hey, buddy. What's up?
Not a lot. Get that show tomorrow night at the Pondy.
Yeah, dude. I've got you on Facebook right now, as a matter of fact. I was just giving you a shout out. So perfect timing, dude.
Right on. I'm excited for freaking. I understand they haven't done comedy there before. That's always awesome to bring comedy to a venue that's never done that before.
Well, you know, that's my specialty. That's why it's called the Grassroots Comedy Tour. As a matter of fact, we bring live stand-up. The whole premise was to bring live stand-up comedy to places that had never had stand-up comedy before. And that's why we made American Smartass. The whole challenge was to try to find the smallest town possible to do stand-up comedy. And I think the winner was Wyville, Wisconsin, which is just outside of Eau Claire, population 146 people.
That's awesome. They'll come from miles around if you get something that small. It's a good bar. They'll come.
They will, man. And these small town crowds, they appreciate it because it's something totally different and unique, as opposed to having to drive 20 miles to go to like a quote unquote real comedy club, risk a DUI, pay $10 for a fucking Budweiser, and then maybe see some celebrity comic that's just known from their sitcom, but they didn't spend 20 years out there cutting their teeth, polishing an act, and get on stage and they make it kick ass no matter what, you know. Traveled, seasoned road warriors like us, that's worth the price of admission right there. Jeremy Cartwright's on the phone with me, guys. We're going to go right from my big radio interview with Big Mark Clark on 101.7 The Laser into right into the 420 report. Actually, I got to wrap up now here in just a minute too. Hey, Hot Karen just showed up, Mrs. Jer-dog.
I just have to pee before I go pick up the little one.
All right, hang tight, Cartwright. Hang tight, Facebook.
Yeah, no problem.
I got your text message about the vacuum bags, but I looked it up on the account. I put in the wrong password and it locked me out. And then I had to do this radio interview. So now I'm wrapping that up. Okay, you got them anyway. I had to take care of some domestic shit. Before we get on to the business of comedy. What's going on, man? All right, so let me tell you this little scoop on Jeremy Cartwright, guys, for anybody who's watched this far into the Facebook live video. And anybody who's watching right now, leave a comment where you're watching from, and I will go in and let you know when I'll be performing in your area next. And Cartwright, you do the same thing. Go back in this video when we get done and just leave a comment to anybody who comments where they're from. Just reply back with where you'll be performing against. But tomorrow,
all right, we'll
in Rochester, Minnesota, together at the Pondy Restaurant and Bar. They're as far as I've heard, they're half sold out as of yesterday. But I also heard that they hold like 300 or 400 people. So we should have a good sized crowd. Now, dude, would you agree that if you have a big venue, even if you sell like 200 tickets, sometimes that can seem like nothing?
Oh, absolutely. If the seating isn't right, then, you know, I like it when they cram the crowd real tight, because it's almost like a drug. It's almost like an addictive thing is like 3 people laugh and boom, 10 people are laughing. That's one of the coolest things is when they're so crammed together. Where a lot of times they'll space out a club.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just doesn't feel like a ton. But you can have 15, 20 people in a real small room crammed up towards the stage, and it feels like a 300.
Yeah, it's one of those weird dichotomies of performing where, of course, we all want as big a crowd as humanly possible. You want to get that ticket money coming in. You want that energy that comes from the crowd. And as they say, the more energy they give you, the more energy you can give back. And it's just a better show for everybody. But there's just something very satisfying about taking a crowd of maybe a dozen to 20 people and really just making them laugh their fucking asses off for an hour straight. It's like you're not just feeding off of the energy of the crowd and the just the over and just playing on the numbers of the size. You actually have to make a connection with those 10 to 20 people right then and there. Make it intimate. You got to make them your friends, and that's a whole other skill set. When you can do it, it feels really good.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you're not a show like that with a small crowd like that. You can't play the I'm going to give them the energy they're giving me. You really get them, and then respond. And those are the shows, those smaller shows. I get such an adrenaline rush, like right before I get on, and then once I hit stage, there's nothing. I just go about my business, and then after, I almost have to just be by myself almost for like 10 minutes because I'm shaking so much from the audience. Whether it's a small crowd, those are the best adrenaline rushes when you can get them.
Yeah, I used to have to go be myself right after a set as well, but it was usually because I tanked and I was just embarrassed.
Been there.
But after I, I really like hanging out with the audience afterwards, and I think that that's something that's different for all comedians. It's not good or bad, but for me, that's definitely the sweet spot. Being able to get down there and mingle with the crowd as part of the after party.
Oh, absolutely. And if I'm headlining something I've put together, I won't just skip out of the crowd. But that's the nice thing about opening for you is I can go outside real quick.
Yeah. You got time then because I'm still going to be up there for an hour, 90 minutes.
Absolutely. And I've been on the road with you before, too, and I know you will meet every single person in that venue, every single person.
Well, that wants to meet me. I'm not going to force myself on anybody.
I get it. Not in this culture, no.
Hey, dude, I am really looking forward to it. Tomorrow night, I joined forces with Jeremy Cartwright. He'll be co-starring with me at the Pondy Restaurant and Bar right outside of Rochester, Minnesota. There's still tickets left available. They're going like hotcakes, though. We're going to pack out a huge fucking venue. I'm really looking forward to it. And it's a good way to kick off 2019, man. A sold-out show in a huge venue right in your backyard, dude.
And I know I've had people within an hour of that place. So if you're watching this on my Facebook page, because I did share this, come on out. It's going to be a great time. And I think, are they giving away a trip? Did I read that on the poster? Yeah,
there's always the door prizes. And I'm going to be out there tomorrow with Big Mark Clark from 101.7 The Laser. If you want to come out early, dude, I'm going to be there probably around 3:30, and then we will be doing live radio remotes from the Pondy between 4 and 6 on 101.7 The Laser with Big Mark Clark. So I'm going to do a special 4:20 report, 4:20 p.m. tomorrow, Central Time. Usually I do Eastern Time. Like today, I did Eastern Time. Most days I do Eastern Time. Yesterday I did Central Time. But tomorrow I'm going to do 4:20 p.m. Central Time.